All right. So again, I've got my Excel data with the unemployment rate information I want to bring in, and I've got my table here for counties in ArcMap. Now in ArcMap, and if I look at this table, I see different things here, including this FIPS. So this FIPS is a code that's tied to the individual county name. So in Florida, FIPS 001 is Alachua County. If I look at my Excel spreadsheet, we'll see that if I look at this first one, 001, that's this other county, but that's in Alabama, right? And so I don't actually care about Alabama. I care about Florida. So if I go down to Florida here, and I see that, oh, right, interesting. So this 001 is Alachua County, and that's the same as this one, right? And if I look at the next one down, which is number 003, that should be Baker County. Interesting. Okay, great. So this code is going to be this FIPS code is our connection between these two databases. And since this first one's got all this junk in here about Alabama and everywhere else, I'm actually going to edit it. And I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to edit it on this first tab. I'm going to create a copy. And so to do that, I'm going to left click up in here. Then I'm going to right click and say copy. I'm going to create a new sheet. I'm going to right click and I'm going to paste that. So this is a place where I can just mess with stuff all day long and everything's going to be beautiful. Now to bring this table into ArcMap, ArcMap can be a little bit tricky about the format of the data that you bring in. And so it doesn't like, merged cells or anything like this. So what I'm going to actually do to start cleaning things up is and again, this is what I care about, right? So I care about this and I care about this because this is the FIPS code that we're going to use to link these guys to the geospatial data, and this is the number that I want to bring in. Okay, so I'm going to just call this guy FIPS, and I'm going to make this guy say or this is actually unemployment 2012, and I did an underscore underneath there. No spaces. You never want to have spaces in this guy. Because these other guys are all merged and sort of problematic, I'm just going to highlight them and I'm going to delete them. Delete. I don't want these guys. And then these other cells I don't really need because they're not going to help me. So I'm going to highlight those guys, delete them, highlight these guys, delete them. Because all I care about is this FIPS code and the unemployment information. And actually, I'm going to take that back because first I would need to isolate my Florida data. And so so that would be bad if I if I did that if I got rid of this other state data. So what I'm doing now is I'm highlighting all of the data up to Florida, and then I'm going to right click and I'm going to delete this. Okay, great. And then I'm going to scroll down here to after Florida. And this first one after Florida, now I'm going to hold down Control and Shift and the down arrow. And that just quickly highlighted all these other data. I'm going to right click and I'm going to delete those guys. Right? And then I've got this stuff, delete. Okay, so now I've got a spreadsheet that only has Florida data. Beautiful. That's great. And I can start to delete these guys. And maybe I'll leave this one just for county name. But this other stuff I can go ahead and delete. And I'm deleting them to make it more simple and also because these guys don't have headers in them. So if I do want to keep this information, I have to write headers like I did for these other guys. So these are my headers. They don't have to be bolded, but I did that hopefully just to see. And so I want to basically get my data set as clean as possible to bring in. I'm going to get rid of this guy too. Delete. So now what I have is this FIPS, county name, and unemployment data for 2012 in this tab within the spreadsheet, which I'll say FL 2012 unemployment. And again, I've done this, and I'm going to save this guy. Great. And I'm going to make sure it's in the place where I need it to be. And this is, yep, that's the right place. So in data, so save it. Okay, and again, I've made this secondary tab. So now what I want to do is I want to bring that edited Excel tab into ArcMap. Because right now ArcMap doesn't know that that exists, right? But that's got the data that I want to map. I don't want this crazy pastel guy. I want it to be colored by unemployment rate. So I'm going to go to File, Add Data, I just want to add data. And we're going to go to this guy. And I'm going to choose this tab that I made. And here it is, okay? And so that's great. I've got this data in, and now the next step is to do the join process to link this spreadsheet data to my county data. And we'll do that quickly in the next video.